Straight ahead on 12 News, if you thought this year was filled with road construction, wait until you see what's on tap next year in Plymouth. Plus, in search of that perfect tree, see why it will cost you a little bit more this year. But first, something that doesn't cost as much, and it's impacting our purchase habits.
Yeah, we've noticed a certain uptick certainly in trucks and full-size SUVs.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. It is something that brings a little extra cheer to the holidays.
Gas prices have fallen to a 4-year low in Minnesota. Today, the average price in the metro is $2.47 a gallon. 1 year ago, the average price was $2.98 a gallon. As Eric Nelson reports, it's an early holiday gift for many.
As gas prices continue to go down,
is a treat.
the spirits of drivers continue to go up.
Oh, loving it, hoping it'll stay.
The cheaper prices here at the pump not only mean you save money on gas, but it's also a chance to maybe save money in other areas.
Because of that,
Definitely the best we've seen in years.
travelers were in a sunny mood on a cloudy, cold day at the I-94 rest stop in Maple Grove.
I'll probably save maybe almost $100, I think.
Plummeting prices equal more bang for your buck on the road.
I'll spend it on something else, like food or heat or something like that.
I went through Williston. I'm crazy, but I came the long way.
Howard Van Slyke trekked from Idaho to the Twin Cities, and the low-cost Petro saved him some cash too.
50 to 75 bucks one way.
These still get a couple more miles per gallon than the full-size truck.
Meanwhile, low prices at the pump has fueled a jump in truck and SUV sales.
Very, very comfortable truck. It's bigger than the old versions that they had.
Suddenly, Suburbans and Tahoes are chic again.
Yeah, we've noticed a certain uptick certainly in trucks and full-size SUVs.
Thanks to declining fuel prices, gas guzzlers don't guzzle as much gas anymore.
A year ago, when you went to the gas station to fill up one of these vehicles, you're spending over $100, and now it's under 80. Actually, it really picked up late summer, early fall, where the pickup truck sales picked up immensely.
And if gas does spike back up again, it won't mean doomsday for drivers who like to cruise in a roomier ride.
You definitely don't have to worry about it as much because the fuel efficiency is much better on the full-size trucks and full-size SUVs than it's ever been before.
I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
According to TwinCitiesGasPrices.com, the lowest prices in the metro sell for $2.27 a gallon at 5 different stations, and that includes the Costco in Maple Grove.
Friday, December 19th. That's expected to be the busiest day of the holiday season for flying. An airline industry travel group predicts 2.5 million people across the country will take flights that day, but don't expect the drop in oil prices to be passed on to airline passengers this year. That's because many airlines are still stuck in contract for fuel that predate the oil price drop. Well, now to an update on the search for the father suspected of killing his 1-year-old son at a home in Brooklyn Park.
Reggie Harper remains a fugitive. Police have not said if they have any leads in the search to find him. Harper has a history of domestic abuse in Minnesota. The Star Tribune also reports Harper was charged with assault and child abuse in the state of Michigan. Officials released the child's name today. He is 23-month-old Kazarian Harper. The medical examiner says he died of multiple blunt force injuries.
Brooklyn Park residents will have a chance to learn more about a group home planned in the southern part of the city. The home is located in the 6300 block of Decatur Avenue. The Department of Human Services says it will provide around-the-clock foster care for 4 adults there. The goal is to help them develop independence and find work. A community meeting is planned for 6:30 tonight. That's Thursday night at Edgewood Elementary School. Human Services officials and Brooklyn Park Police will be there to answer questions.
For Plymouth, it is back to Plan A for a major reconstruction project on Vicksburg Lane. Because Plymouth has so much road construction planned in the northwest part of the city, there is concern about police and fire service being hampered by too many detours. Work is planned over the next 2 years on Vicksburg Lane. Construction projects on Peony Lane, County Road 47, Cheshire Parkway, and I-494 are also part of the picture. So this week, the city decided to go back to the original plan to rebuild the southern end end of Vicksburg Lane first. Work will begin next year from Old Rockford Road to Schmidt Lake Road. And then in 2016, the northern end will be rebuilt up to Maple Grove when there is better access. The $19 million project will ultimately widen Vicksburg to 4 lanes.
A small Plymouth pharmaceutical company is laying off several employees as part of a restructuring plan to reduce operating costs. The layoffs include the company's chief financial officer. DiaMedica focuses on treatments for diabetes and complications associated with the disease. The company moved from Canada to Plymouth in 2012. Well, consumers are going to have to dig a little deeper into their wallets to buy a live Christmas tree.
Heavy snow in Michigan slowed tree shipments to the Midwest. Reporter Sonia Goins has more.
We have premium balsam fir back this direction. They're both short needle varieties.
Bachman's in Plymouth is full of Christmas cheer.
Field run Fraser firs on the other side.
There are plenty of trees to deck your home for the holidays.
I like the Fraser firs because I think they hold the ornaments nicely and they smell wonderful.
But getting a top tree will have some people saying, bah humbug. Experts say consumers will pay about $2 more than last year.
The 6 to 8 foot Fraser is $49.99. We can get only a 5-foot premium Fraser for $59.99.
Carrie Metz doesn't mind paying more green for an evergreen.
Matter of fact, I wish I was going to be here because I want to buy like everything in here.
She's from Florida where the prices are already higher.
To me, to have a 7 or 8 foot tree and to spend $100, I think that is reasonable.
Hey, now if you're on a budget, you might want to go with a white pine. It's less expensive than the other types of trees.
If you're short on space as well as cash, consider going with a tabletop tree.
They're usually 2 to 4 feet high, and they're perfect for an apartment or a small townhouse.
Besides cost, there are some other things to consider when tree shopping, like how many ornaments will go on your tree.
The more pruning and shearing that's done on the tree, the stronger the branches will be. So if you have heavier ornaments, you'll want to maybe go with a premium Fraser.
Consumers looking for a tree with a strong scent should go with a balsam.
It's a little pricier, but they smell really good. They have the strongest scent out of all the fresh cut trees.
If all of this seems like a lot of work, a permanent tree might be the way to go.
They're beautiful.
In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Bachman says it's also important to keep plenty of water in your tree stand to keep your tree looking fresh. Coming up, we head to Maple Grove High School to meet a standout student who has dreams of making a difference.
Then later in sports, get set for a big day of basketball featuring a number of teams from the northwest suburbs.
But first, turning milder on Friday, we could reach 40 degrees. It might surprise you, but the gift of housekeeping could be on your seniors' Christmas list this year.
And the nonprofit Senior Community Services works to help struggling seniors stay in their homes. This year, they are selling holiday gift packages for housekeeping and handyman services for seniors ages 60 and older. You can purchase the packages online, either anonymously or for someone you know.
Our mission is we do help seniors remain living independently in their own home, and so as long as possible, and these gifts mean so much to them.
Money raised will help support the many programs that Senior Community Services provides, and to purchase a package, you can call their office at 952-541-1019 or buy online at seniorcommunity.org. Making a difference is what it's all about for this week's Standout student.
Maple Grove senior Mary Eckberg says she feels best when she's helping others.
What was its direction, and how is its velocity changing?
It's fitting we find Maple Grove senior Mary Eckberg in physics class amid a discussion on velocity.
These two different things are described by the same force.
This 18-year-old is always moving forward, a positive force in the classroom and beyond.
I'm driven in school and on the court and off the court just to be a better person every day.
As captain of her basketball team, Mary leads on the hard court, but her drive and motivation is focused on helping others.
First word that came to mind was fearless. She's not scared to make that difference in others or be that difference maker for other people.
Case in point, Mary gave up her spring break last year to participate in a school service trip to Jamaica where she worked with young students.
Last year's theme was Dare to Make a Difference, and that's something that Mary is a perfect example of.
When other people are happy, I'm happy too.
I now move forward to the changing velocity side.
Mary is headed in the career direction of education, and she dreams of making a difference in the lives of her students someday. But in the meantime,
Something I challenge my students to do is to leave this place better than you found it.
her teacher knows she's got a few more months to keep making an impact at Maple Grove.
She'll do us all proud.
Mary is headed to St. Thomas next year, where she'll play on the basketball team, and she plans to pursue degrees in education and Spanish. Coming up, lights, camera, singing at Lakeview Elementary in Robbinsdale.
But first, the Maple Grove boys swimming team looks to rebuild this season. John Jacobson heads to the pool. Next in sports. A great weekend for basketball coming up, and if you're a fan, it's like non-stop basketball down in Minnetonka.
You could be at Minnetonka High School for about 13 hours and catch a lot of basketball if you really want to Saturday. We are a couple of weeks into the boys basketball season, and this Saturday, the state's top regular season event takes place at Minnetonka High School. The annual Breakdown Sports Tip-Off Classic features 15 games with over 20 teams ranked in the top 10 in their respective classes. Local schools, Armstrong, Champlin Park, Maple Grove, Hopkins, Benilde St. Margaret's, and Breck are all slated to play. Also on the schedule is three-time defending state Class 3A champion De La Salle, last year's 4A state champions Lakeville North, and this year's #1 team in Class 4A, Apple Valley. Organizers expect another day of great hoops at this 11th annual tournament.
You might even say we have a better field than the state tournament has some years, because there are some sections where you have some of the top teams going head-to-head and they knock each other off in section play before they even get to the state tournament. But we've kind of tried to take all that and bring every top team that you can get into the state, into that one day.
Games start at 9:30 a.m. Saturday at Minnetonka and continue through Saturday night. Here's a look at the 5 games that involve the local schools. There are 2 gyms at Minnetonka High School. At noon, Benilde St. Margaret's takes on Simley. Hopkins and Maple Grove tip off at 2:15 in what should be a great game. Breck meets Redwood Valley at 3:15. It's Champlin Park against Cretin-Durham Hall at 5:30. And at 8 o'clock, the final game of the day, Armstrong plays Roseville. For a complete list of the games, 15 games in all, you can go to BreakdownSportsUSA.com. Boys swimming and diving is the last of the winter sports to get started. Teams are in their second week of practice, with many schools taking part in season-opening conference relay meets this week. Maple Grove's boys swimming team has had a great run of success, winning a string of conference titles since the school opened. They placed 10th at state last winter. But it won't come easy this season. A large group of talented seniors graduated, and numbers are down. Senior Brennan Hohenstein returns after winning the state title of the 100 breaststroke, though. Crimson will have to work hard to achieve success this season, but they're ready for that.
So far, our team is a lot smaller than it's been in previous years, but it's really exciting because we have a chance for new people to step up and take up roles that have been filled for a long time. So we're seeing people working hard to fill the shoes that used to be filled.
You know, I like what I'm seeing, but we're rebuilding. We are really rebuilding. I think we lost 10 or 11 seniors last year. It's a young team. I think we've got 3 seniors on the team this year.
John Steners, who was an assistant last season and also coaches the Crimson Girls in the fall, takes over as head coach. He trades spots with former head coach Ron Jacobson, who is now an assistant. It's a bit of a change for the swimmers, but they're comfortable with Coach Steners.
It hasn't been too bad. A lot of our guys have swam with John in off seasons. He used to coach for a swim program in the area, and he also helped out with the varsity last year and the JV, so pretty much everyone knows him. So it really hasn't been that big of a transfer, at least for varsity swimmers. JV, it might be a little new to have Jacobson as the coach.
I've worked with him 1.5 years outside of high school and club, and so I really like his style of practices and whatnot, and so really excited to get into the season with his practices.
Crimson hosts Irondale tonight, Thursday, in its first dual meet of the season. Maple Grove will be one of several local teams at the Northwest Suburban Conference Relay Saturday at Fred Moore Middle School in Anoka. Our 12 sports crew will be busy the next couple of nights out televising high school games, both of which can be seen live here on Channel 12. Tonight, Thursday, it's a great girls hockey matchup as 10-0 Maple Grove faces off against the Benilde St. Margaret's team that is 5-2-1 so far this season. The Red Knights were state Class AA runners-up a year ago. The game is at 7:30 at the St. Louis Park Recreation Center. Watch it live on our channel or on the web at 12.tv. You can also catch the replays either at 4 o'clock Saturday or 10 p.m. Sunday. Friday night, we'll be at Cooper High School for the Hawks boys basketball game against Columbia Heights. Hawks are 0-3 to start this season. They split 2 games last year with the Highlanders in the old North Suburban Conference. Watch it live here at Channel 12 Friday at approximately 7:15. Additional replays are Saturday night at 10 and Sunday morning at 10. That's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks, John. Still ahead, a concert that provides a change of pace to the holiday season.
A nod to the movies when we come back.
They are lighting up the holiday in style in Brooklyn Park. There is no way to count how many lights are glowing in the yard in the 8,000 block of Upton Circle, but we are told it adds up to more than 50,000, and everything that's standing still is decorated. Our photographers are still on the hunt, meantime, for more impressive lighting displays in the Northwest Metro. If you know of one in your neighborhood, reach out to us. You can email us at news@12.tv, and we will try to get it on the air before Christmas. Move over. Rudolph and Jingle Bells Christmas carols were not a part of the special program today at Lakeview Elementary, where students capped off a special lesson on music.
You might recognize the song La Bamba from the movie of the same name. Around 73rd graders at Lakeview Elementary sang hits from the movies this afternoon. District 281 students have music class twice a week, and this concert was the culmination of studying songs from the movies.
Mostly, I want students to learn a love of music, but also a sense of how important performance can be, and that piece of getting to show off what you've learned.
Students will perform again Thursday night for their parents. They also sang Yellow Submarine, Happy from Despicable Me 2, and of course, Alexandra's favorite, Everything is Awesome from the Lego Movie.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome.
Yeah.
It is a great one.
That'll do it. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Community Corner is coming up next.